Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this historic day for the University of Buffalo men's basketball program. In a moment, I'm going to introduce our athletic director, Danny White, who will introduce the 12th head men's basketball coach at the University of Buffalo. After the introductions are made and the opening statements are made, he will take questions up here, questions and answers here, and then we'll do one-on-one interviews over here afterwards with the media. So with that, I would like to introduce the Director of Athletics for the University of Buffalo, Mr. Danny White.
Thanks, John. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming to support UB Athletics today. Before I get started, I'd like to recognize 14 years of hard work that's gone on into building this program. We recognize we had a heck of a job to sell because of the tremendous dedication and efforts of Coach Witherspoon and his staff in building the program to where it is today. Today is about that next chapter, and we're excited to take those next steps. I'd like to thank Dr. Tripathi, our leader of our university, for giving me the opportunity to serve UB for the last 9 months, and hopefully, Dr. Tripathi, for several years to come. We're working hard to realize the vast potential of UB Athletics. We feel like there's more potential here than any other athletic department in America because of the strength of this institution. This is an AAU institution, a leading institution, university in the state of New York, and one that we feel like can go to great heights. And we communicated that as we recruited throughout basketball circles across the country. I'd like to thank my wife, Sean, for putting up with my work schedule really since I got to UB, but particularly for the last couple of weeks as we've been through this search. Dr. Donald Reed, where's Dr. Reed, and Alan Green serving on our search committee. Thank you, gentlemen, for the tremendous amount of hours you put in as we work through this. I want to recognize three men's basketball players, Gerard Oldham, Javon McCray, and Will Regan. I know we had class schedules going on, but those three student athletes represented their team as a committee as part of the search process to help us identify the traits and attributes we're looking for, that they're looking for in the next leader of our men's basketball program. Several people across the country that we reached out to, a couple individuals. I'd like to take a moment to thank Coach Krzyzewski at Duke, Coach Bray at Notre Dame, Coach Hurley at Rhode Island, Coach White at Louisiana Tech. I'd like to thank the folks at Parker Executive Search. They were critical in this process, and also the executive team at New Era here locally. They continue to be such a strong resource for us, and were very helpful as we work through this process. If I could, I'd like to take a brief moment to recognize Coach Leggett-Jack, Felicia Leggett-Jack, and her son Maceo. Her husband David is out of town but couldn't be here. The strides our women's basketball program have taken in this past year, I think we'd all recognize, just been unbelievable. We're so excited to have Coach Jack and the UB basketball family, and excited about the future of her program, and excited today to talk about the other side of the UB basketball family. Now I'm going to talk briefly about process. I know you're not here to hear from me, you're here to hear from our new coach, but we really scoured the country. This was a national search. We talked to assistant coaches from some of the highest level programs in America. We talked to sitting head coaches. We dived into this thing and looked at all different angles and feel like we found the very best coach for UB at this time. We think we found a great fit and someone that's going to take us to the next level. So in terms of attributes, and talking to our players, talking to people across the country, our university administration, our athletic department administration, we're looking for someone with character. This program has been run with integrity and character, and that's something that we will not back down from. We will recruit high-character student athletes like the kids you see on our team right now and across our athletic department for all of our teams. I mentioned the word student athletes because it's important. They're students first. We're looking for someone that's academic-centered. This is, as I mentioned earlier, an AAU institution, a high-level academic institution, someone that understands the rigors of a student-athlete's day and takes pride in competing not only on the court but in the classroom. We're looking for someone with a high level of basketball IQ, someone that understands ins and outs of basketball and communicate that on the recruiting trails and also get the most out of our team here. And probably most importantly for me, looking for someone with a high work capacity, someone with a high motor that will come in here and grind it out and get the most out of our players, our student athletes we have now, grind it out on the recruiting trail, grind it out in the community as we're selling a tremendously bold vision of where we think we can take UB athletics. What we found is someone who's really a product of basketball, been around it his entire life, someone that grew up the son of a coach, had a successful playing career, successful experiences as an NBA scout, and more recently as a coach. Someone that is extremely entrenched in the basketball world. Basketball is in his DNA, and we're excited to introduce him here today. Before I do that, though, I'd like to talk about the family. We couldn't be more honored to welcome Leslie and Cameron, Sydney, and Bobby to the UB family and to Western New York. We're incredibly excited to have you here. I know it's been fast and furious. I appreciate you making it work to get here today, and look forward to getting to know all of you better and growing this basketball program and this university together. So with that, I'm going to stop talking. It's my honor to introduce the 12th coach in UB men's basketball history, Coach Bobby Hurley.
Thank you so much for that welcome. Really appreciate it. I'm just going to thank a lot of people initially here. I'd like to start out with Dr. Tripathi and thank him for his support and giving me this wonderful opportunity to lead this basketball program. A lot has happened in the last 48 hours, and I think that a lot of the credit there goes to Danny White and the search that he conducted, and getting a chance to sit down with him and just get a real feel for the program, the direction of the program, his vision, what he was looking for a head men's basketball coach. So I want to thank those two right off the bat. Next up, my family, my greatest support system, my wife Leslie, daughter Cameron, Sydney, and Bobby. They lived a life of being involved with the coach and everything that goes along with it, the time commitment that I have to do the job that I have to do, and are always supportive of me. Bobby's going to love his time out here on the floor, on the court shooting, and it's a family thing for us. So our family's excited about the opportunity to be here. Next up is my brother Dan. My brother Dan is the head coach at the University of Rhode Island, and was head coach this season and the prior 2 years at Wagner College. The best experience that I've had in basketball the last 3 years is working with my brother and building 2 programs, having a chance to take a program at Wagner College that had no tradition and was in really difficult shape and build it to the point where we could get a 25-win season, and this year a 19-win season, and a program that has a future. And just the time that we spent together, the things that I've learned from him has put me in a position today that I'm ready to take the next step and be a head coach. But I owe so much to him, and I appreciate the opportunity and the time that I spent with him. I'd like to thank all the players that I've been lucky and fortunate enough to coach at both Wagner College and the University of Rhode Island. It's really given me a joy and the understanding of what it's like to be a basketball coach, to work with them on a daily basis and to see them develop. And I just know there's so much success ahead for both of those programs. Like to thank my dad, Bob Hurley Sr., who was a Hall of Fame coach in the state of New Jersey that I learned the game of basketball from. There's no way I'd be in a position that I am today to lead a basketball program without the time that I spent learning the game from him. Mike Krzyzewski is another person I'd like to thank as well, just from all the things that I learned about running a basketball program, what's important to being a part of a winning program, and all the things you need to do on a daily basis to accomplish that. I'd like to thank Coach Weatherspoon. He obviously has done a great job at the University of Buffalo for 14 years, has tremendous relationships in the community, has players that enjoyed playing for him. I wish nothing but the best for him. I hope to continue to build on that success. had a chance to address the team a little earlier, and I feel like hopefully I have their support. I think what they're going to get from me is a guy that has a ton of energy, that on the court really understands the game of basketball at a pretty high level. I will tirelessly work to really get a great feel and a great handle for who they are as players and people. And I think that I will do a great job of getting the most out of them as basketball players. But I think we need to come together as a group. I think the reason why we've had success at the last 2 programs that I've been a part of is because the players had tremendous camaraderie as a team, and that's developed by how you practice. I'm a firm believer in practicing harder than what you're going to face in a game. It's been the formula that we've used. It's the reason why I achieved what I did as a player, because of my work ethic, and I think that's going to be a big part of my belief system moving forward. I learned great examples of how to win championships at Duke University, and a big part of that was how we played at the defensive end. We're going to hold players accountable to play that end of the floor, to play it with great effort, to inspire the community that wants to come out and watch the University of Buffalo by how hard our players play at that end of the floor. I think that's the key to great teams that you're watching play in the NCAA tournament, that they do that at a high level. So that's going to be key to what I'm going to do moving forward. Offensively, I'd like to play a quicker style of basketball. I am very guard-friendly, having played point guard at a high level as a player. So I like to give my players freedom within their ability levels and their limitations of their ability, and we'll identify roles. But I think it's going to be a fun style of play to watch. I hope to get people excited and want to come see it, because that's, I think, going to attract talent to want to come to the University of Buffalo and play. There are great expectations here. I'm ready to meet them head on moving forward. There are players in the program to work with that I would like to go out of my way the next few weeks to start building relationships with. Obviously, got a lot of work to do in terms of putting a staff together and hitting the recruiting trail to attract talent to the University of Buffalo. I am really tremendously excited about this opportunity. I thank everyone for coming out and supporting the program, and I think there's a lot of excitement moving forward. And we're looking, this program is going to be about winning championships. That's the ultimate goal, but it's going to be also about having people that represent the university with the utmost integrity in our program, and guys that, when you come to watch them, you're going to be inspired by their play on the floor. Thank you very much.